Hey, what's up? Welcome to the Babble. This is Julio, and we have
Josie
and
Fight Style Lee Will
and Marco.
And today we are going to discuss urban legends. We're going to discuss our top 5 urban legends. Some are based from different states and different
but just from the country of the USA.
And one of them is actually located here in Arlington, Texas, which is where we live. So that's a pretty cool thing right there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go ahead and start with the first one.
The Hook is it's a very famous urban legend. It's been talked about in various horror movies like I Know Witches Last Summer and all that. But the origin came in during the 1950s, which was basically it's a made up story turned into an urban legend. Due to the fact that it was made up by parents who were trying to keep their kids from having underage sex or whatever, dating during they were 16, 17, whatever. So basically the story is about 2 teenage high schoolers top of a hill in their car, just listening or doing some high school things. On the radio there's a story about a mental patient who escaped from a mental hospital, and they say that he has a hand missing, and instead of the hand there's a hook, like a fishing hook for fishing fishes. And
fishing hook for fishing
fishes. So she gets all freaked out, right? Like, oh, I want to go home. And he's like, no, let's just stay. So it's all made up rumors, or it's just he can take him, whatever. Before he actually leaves, there's like a weird screeching sound, and she's like, what's that? He's like, oh, she like ignores her, like, oh, shut up, and they just drive off. And once he gets to her house, so they get out, and then she turns around and looks at the door, and she starts screaming. And then at the door, there's like a hook on the side of the door, shh. Yeah, so it's not really much of
attached to
the door, yeah. So that means that the mental patient guy was about to crash open their car, and
wow.
So he drove off, and his hook
got stuck to it.
They were about to get the hookup.
Well, I mean, if it's an actual thing that happened, I guess parents just use that
as an excuse.
As something kind of like
it's like a birth control pill,
kind of like a thing that's like
it's like a birth control pill or something.
It's
pretty much.
It's just an urban legend that parents used to scare.
Yeah.
And then there's a second one which Joe chose.
Yes.
Which is also very interesting.
I kind of switched my story to this one mainly because it's a creature, and it's called the Jersey Devil. Basically, it was a mother in New Jersey, and she had 12 kids.
Oh, Lord.
And that's a lot of kids. And then when she found out that she was pregnant with a 13th child, she cursed the kid out of frustration because she's like, God dang.
So she didn't want 13?
No, she didn't. I guess she didn't want it.
Right? It's like, okay, you should have stopped at 7. Like 7's a good number.
But then after she cursed the kid, she went into labor on a rainy, dark night, and she had like all her friends and the midwife, helping her give birth. Well, she did end up giving birth to a normal child, but then because she had already cursed the baby turned into a demon devil kind of looking thing with a goat head, and it also had like a forked tail and bat wings, and like it like screamed and screeched at everybody and killed the midwife, and then it flew away.
Yeah.
It flew away into the Pine Barrens, I think is what it's called. Pine Barrens, which is in New Jersey. So if you guys want to go search, because they say that the creature is still around. So
there's actually signs out in the woods that say warning.
The Jersey Devil lives here, and stuff like that. So if you want to go,
so I'm guessing they also use that for like, maybe parents use that as a thing to like stay out of the woods.
Yeah.
Kids.
Because apparently they also said that they profiled him as the thing that killed local children from like the area. So they kind of connected him with the disappearance and killings of little kids from around. So they were like, stay away from the woods and things like that. So that's kind of creepy because it's still going on today.
That's another one of those things. Like,
So-
it's like, I mean, like,
You
so
don't
she
know.
had 12 kids, right? Mm-hmm. So there's got to be like John, Jacob, Jingle,
Hammersmith.
Smith,
His thing was
Michael,
money.
and Greg, right? I bet Greg can go into a casino and just win all the money. How much you want to bet?
Oh wow.
Because lucky number 7, right? Like, right?
Yeah.
And you got Devil over 13.
So all of our Jersey fans go out. Well, don't go out there.
And I guess that adds a little bit more of a scare to those superstitious people about number 13. You know, the 13th
Yeah.
child.
See, I always think
Turning
about
into
these
something
stories
like that.
because you know how you say it's a story to make to explain why kids disappear and stuff.
Yeah.
But also it could be something that people make up to hide kidnappings or
Oh yeah, I bet they do
Experiments.
as well. And usually back in the day, this story was back in the 1700s. So when people didn't have anything to blame, like if they didn't
It's
know that the
easier.
person, it's easier to blame
Yeah.
something that's devilish or like I don't know, something supernatural,
Like-
other
Yeah,
than
because imagine if somebody
blaming
wanted to start an urban legend
person.
now, it would have been like pictures or it didn't happen. You know?
That's just like when you
True.
try to play games. Like, I'm trying to play a game. And you're like, oh, it has these mysteries in it, right? It's like, no, I looked it up. It's not there.
It's like the Salem witch trials, right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Always
because back
blame
then
somebody.
they just kind of went off by what the priest said, and the priest was like,
They're
"Oh,
witches.
if this and this happens to them, or like they have this characteristic, that means they're witches." And then so everyone's like, "Oh my god, big panic!" And
Yeah, if your son has a tooth bigger than the other ones, oh, he's a
devil.
he's a devil.
He can't be a vampire.
He's a Jersey
He's gonna be
devil.
a
Young say everyone. I got an idea for you. You have to be courteous in all situations. Nice to others. Correct? Everyone agree to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't be nice to hitchhikers. Not 100% nice to do at all times. If it's past midnight, you might pick up the invisible hitchhiker. Or the vanishing one. Which one? The vanishing or invisible?
both.
Vanishing.
Well, yeah,
I mean,
'cause
you
it
can't be
can
invisible because you won't see him.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the stories that I picked. One of the is the Vanishing Hitchhiker. There's I guess there's like many different ways you can actually have him show up. But one, you can be driving up, probably by yourself. Don't do that. And what's gonna happen is you're gonna see him. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm going my way." Hopefully it's a him, because if it's a chick, being like, "Going my way," and you're gonna be like, "Oh, I'm gonna pick her up."
Could be.
Here's how this really works, right? You're going my way, come on in, gets in, goes. What is it? They talk to you,
Yeah, apparently
And-
they talk.
might make you crash, or take you to a place where they died.
Yeah, they would take you to a place where they die. And then you're like, okay, I'll take you over there. And then all of a sudden you kind of reach the spot and you turn around to say, okay,
You're welcome.
you're welcome,
Get out of
right?
the car.
And then it's
Get out
like,
my
this
car.
is where I die. Rah! And like, I don't know, it makes you like, it makes you.
Yeah, because there's
like-
an actual video. Well, I don't know if it's real or not, but it's playing up here for you guys to see. It's a video where these guys were just driving on a lonely road.
Oh, Lord.
And then they saw this girl,
Crazy.
walking, and so they stopped. They're like, "Hey, where are you going?" And she said, "I'm kind of lost. I'm just trying to go up ahead a few miles up." And so they're like, "Okay, we'll just get in. We'll take you. It's a few miles up ahead." So then she gets
Don't do
in.
that,
They're
don't do
talking.
that.
It's a normal conversation. She tells them their name, like her name, and they're just talking.
She's very creepy.
And so they said,
Yeah.
"Hey, so what's up there? Like, where are you going?" And she said, "Oh, that place that's where I had my accident."
Ooh.
And then they're like, "Wait, what?" And then they, they look at her, and then instead of looking
blood.
normal, she's looking all bloody, like the way that she crashed.
Do me a
And so-
favor.
She's looking all ashy.
Have you seen
and stuff.
Suzy Q before? No. I've only seen that movie 4 times. I was like 7. Put a picture of Suzy Q up here.
There-
Okay.
SUZYQ. I think it's the Pink Ranger from Power Rangers acting as her, but it's the same exact thing. She gets to a car accident. Gets to a car accident, dies, and then I guess in the 1990s, because she died in the 80s, and in the 1990s, They were like, oh, it's I don't care. You remember talking about Suzy Q?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I miss Suzy Q. I'm gonna watch Suzy Q. I'm gonna download Suzy Q. I'll be right back.
Supernatural, where she thinks she's alive, but then they take her to the place where she died or
That's
or something,
Suzy Q was doing.
and it's like, oh snap.
So I died.
That was a pretty cool episode of Supernatural because it started with her. Like, she's like, she crashes or whatever, and then she goes onto the road, and Sam and what's the Dean, they find her and they look shocked, so they pick her up, and they go on with their case, and then at the end of the show, they show how Sam and Dean saw like her reports, on the newspaper, how she died a long time ago. Like, what did they say? Like 20 years ago.
Yeah, like,
and so
what?
they're like, and then
day.
they go back to the time when they picked her up. And then, like, they were talking in the car, and they're like, dude, that's the girl that died. Like, does she know that she's dead?
That's
and
exactly what the hitchhiker is.
Yeah, and then they tell her...
Yeah,
because she's like, I need to find my husband. And they're like, do you want to know the truth? And so they take her to the house where he's now living with his new wife. And so they tell her, it's time for you to realize that you're actually been dead for 20 years, and you've been reliving that same accident forever, like for the past 20 years.
That's her personal hell.
It was a pretty tragic and like sad episode.
Oh hell yeah!
Ooh,
was really good.
You know what's sad?
And
you know what's also a sin?
Suzy Q.
No, eating.
Eating people?
Yeah.
Oh, like the Wendigo. Okay, that's another urban legend that's also a part of Supernatural, which we just talked about.
I know, right? Which is also in our Supernatural episode. Oh, you just said that.
Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, so there's another urban legend which I chose. It's a personal favorite. It's a Native American urban legend. Not many like other Americans know about it. It originated from Native Americans. It's basically the story goes that at one time a tribe was I forgot what the name of the tribe. I can't pronounce it. I'll just put it up here so you guys can see. It's the Algonquian Native American tribe. So basically, back in the day, they were having trouble with this other like competitive tribe. Like they were trying to steal their women and food and stuff like that. So at one point, it was pretty bad. And one of the warriors, he was like, "Man, I can't protect my tribe. So what do I do?" The warrior sold his soul to the devil because he couldn't protect his tribe. And so the devil said, "Okay, I'll give you powers to be able to protect your tribe." But what he did is he changed him physically. He made him into this beast, this huge beast that had horns and everything. Like he wasn't even himself anymore. Like he was kind of a human, but at the same time he was a beast, and he was able to fight the other tribe and protect his own people. But at the end, when he told the devil, "All right, thanks for
Thanks,
for helping. What do you want me to do now?" And the devil said, "You're now becoming, now you're gonna be this beast forever." And so his own tribe, they exiled him. They said, "We can't have you living around our people."
It's like, look, man, we can't have all this.
Yeah, because he was basically becoming a beast now. He was trying to eat people. He was trying to attack his own people. So his own people said, "All right, exiled him," and now he lived on his own around the area, but in the in the woods by himself. Yeah. That's one origin story. Yeah. There's another origin story that said that at one point a Native American, I don't know which tribe it is from. I think he got lost in the woods with like other people, and so at one point he came to the point where he was starving. So he actually ate one of the guys. And the thing about Native Americans is that they believe that if you eat human flesh, that there's evil. Yeah, there's like evil energy in like
cannibalism.
Yeah, like when you like go to the extreme of cannibalism, they said that there's evil energy surrounding that, or like evil spirits, and that's one of the origin stories that evil energy is so strong that they make them.
It turns you into a monster
called the Wendigo, which makes you hairless. You grow up to be like 14 feet.
Oh wow!
And you just become this ugly beast that's just like running around eating humans.
Wait, 14 feet?
Mm-hmm. It's like yellowish skin, but it's kind of like rotten at the same time. So you kind of look like a zombie. But supposedly this beast that you become is actually very powerful. So you become super fast and super strong. And yeah, so there's like a few story recaps from like settlers that came from Europe over here that actually saw the beast and fought it. Yeah, there was a guy like in the 1600s. He was like an explorer and he was trying to find land to settle in, and he actually came across a tribe, and this tribe supposedly said that the person that was sick had eaten human flesh, and they were starting to have the symptoms of becoming a Wendigo. And so this explorer that was with this tribe, he started recording everything in his journal, how like what symptoms it had and what medicines they tried to give the person, but it didn't help. So at the end, the elders or whatever decided to kill the person before they turned into the actual Wendigo.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's still going on now. People actually believe that there's still Wendigos out in like the northern areas of the U.S. Out like, I'm not too sure which states around, but it's like in the northern areas. And it's kind of crazy too that they said that this other version, the hairless version of the Wendigo, they said that the human actually still lives inside the beast. Like they're trapped. It's like they're frozen like in their
soul?
So the soul's still aware of what's going on, what their body is doing, but they can't do anything about it. And it said that many tribes or like people try to like make the human escape. You know, I don't know, I guess rituals or whatever to try to bring the human back. But there is no cure for it. They said that
I thought
if you want to kill the Wendigo, you kill the human. I
would think the devil would get the soul. You know,
I guess once it's actually dead, the devil does get the soul. But they've tried to bring the human back to control his own body.
He's just
but they're not able to.
You said devil's mean?
Yeah, I mean, he's keeping the soul.
devil.
He's like, you're gonna suffer, and you're gonna be in that like creature.
Purgatory.
Yeah, like you're just gonna see everything that you've done, and you're just like, oh
I think over time, I mean, if I became the Wendigo and I like ate all my family members and like did all this stuff, like after about 100 years, I'd be like, you know what? I'm alright with this. I'll just let him do it, because what am I gonna do, right? And I'm just like sitting there watching some movie now. Just like, what's he gonna do? You gonna sit there and eat grass now? You hungry? You better not let us die. Like the Wendigo will probably go insane, be like, stop talking to me! Like just.
damn.
And now the last urban legend, the one that you guys were all waiting for, the one that's actually located here in Arlington, Texas, which is where we live.
Slender Man.
No, I would be so scared.
He's right outside the window.
Oh my god.
Or the second floor, he's like,
Oh my god!
What if he saw something
with
like
his
no.
with his tentacle-like hands? No, it's actually the Screaming Bridge. And I'm sure a lot of you know about this. Maybe
not.
Only the local people.
Yeah, probably only the local people.
Yeah,
I actually learned about this when I was in middle school. A couple of my friends told me about it, and we went to River Legacy, which is actually where the bridge is located at. And it's off trail, like it's near some bike trails, but you have to go through this other trail to take you there. It's really hidden. So basically, the legend is that there were 6 high schoolers. After a high school football game, they went off driving on this road, which cuts through Trinity River, and like it cuts all the highways basically. But it's one of those roads that have absolutely no light, so it's like super pitch black. And so these high schoolers were driving on this road, and when they were crossing the bridge, they didn't notice another car coming forward towards them, and so they head-on crashed, and their vehicle went over the bridge and they fell into the Trinity River, and the car instantly caught fire. 3 of them actually died, all girls, and the other 3 lived on to tell the story, I guess.
Were they other girls too?
I don't remember if they were.
Was it an SUV?
That could be a little sexist. There's 3 guys, 3 girls, all the girls die.
That's true. So the legend goes that after that crash, they blocked that road, like it was off limits after that. Obviously, because of the crash, they said it was too dangerous for people to be driving that
or supernatural.
And supernatural. And so then that's where the urban legend started. They said if you go at midnight on the night of when it happened, which is February 4th, 1961, that if you sit in the middle of the bridge at midnight, obviously, you could hear the girl screaming, and you could see headlights and fog. But that's just something that you'd have to go and
Experience it for yourself.
to see if you actually see
You
something.
said February 13th?
No, the 8th, 4th.
4th. Got it.
Oh,
Where'd you get the 8th? No, it's like February 4th, 1961 is when it happened. Yeah.
61. Oh, it's never.
Yeah, it's crazy. I saw a picture. I put it up here of the news story on the newspaper. That's pretty much the story of here in Arlington. There's a couple more urban legends which will probably
Like Six Flags.
hit later on.
In Arlington, for real.
Yeah, there's a couple more, but that's probably one of the most popular ones.
Because we have access to it.
Yeah, I've actually been to the Screaming Bridge. It's kind of creepy. There's a lot of
We do have
graffiti,
access.
but it's
Kind of just gotta jump.
it's kind of cool to see one of those big signs that say "No trespassing, dangerous" or whatever.
Yeah, y'all say it's a local. I've been living here for a while. I did not know that.
Me neither. I try
That's
to stay away
because
from scary
you
stuff.
lived in South Arlington, and
That's
the
in-
bridge is in North Arlington. So there's like a big gap.
We've been
in
northeast for a
between.
long
Yeah,
time.
because when you live like near those areas, that's when kids, they visit River Legacy more often.
And they disappear.
Yeah.
Kmart.
Anyways, yeah, those were our top 5 urban legends for this week.
Yeah, that we thought was gonna be 10 minutes long.
But
was
yeah,
fun.
It's not okay.
we'll touch other urban legends later on. There's a bunch in the U.S. and there are a lot in other countries, like in Mexico. The reason why I say Mexico is because we have family over there that have actually experienced stuff.
Oh, yeah.
A chupacabra.
And we have a recording of a story being told.
Yep.
I mean, it's not like supernatural.
Special guest.
Special guest by Abuelita.
It's true.
It's true, y'all.
It's some
true.
creepy stuff, and we'll touch it in another video. But yeah, those were our top 5 for now here in the U.S.
Yeah, leave
Hope
a
you guys
comment,
like
your
it.
favorite urban legend.
Yeah,
Or
let
give
us
a
know if you-
suggestion.
Yeah, leave
Give us
suggestions.
urban
Tell
legends
us
that
what
you
we
guys
should
want to
talk
talk
about.
Do you have a local story that you want us to talk about or
Oh, yeah.
investigate? Do you want us to travel to your hometown?
Yeah.
Well, send to our P.O. Box 104.0.
I said it so like commercial.
Yeah, right.
Become paranormal investigators.
Like,
I hope you guys like this video. Like it, subscribe, share it. Leave us suggestions on our Facebook page,
visit
YouTube page,
Fight Style
Twitter page.
and Josie's
Josie's
Best.
Best.
Josie's Best.
Which I'm moving to Twitch.
She's
So-
twitching. Switching to
And we
Switch.
just
Switching to
put up a
Twitch.
new
A
episode
Twitch.
on our podcast,
I don't even know what I'm
which
saying.
is on iTunes and SoundCloud. Check it out. We discuss a bunch of things like Shameless and stuff and other stuff like that. But yeah, thank you
Back
for
to you in
watching.
the studio, the Babel.
See ya.
You can't stop the beat. Ever since this whole world began, a woman found a
Shake it,
shake it,
shake it.
shake it, shake up a man. So you gonna shake it, shake
I really
it.
like
Why
that
are you
movie.
singing Hairspray?
You can't
You can't stop the ocean.